Sorry.
The first Elemental teaser is finally released. This Pixar animated movie is about a fictional city, Element City, where all four elements, fire, water, land, and air, live together. The film promises to be super interesting because it looks like Pixar is colliding with two opposite forces. Keep on watching this video because we're gonna reveal all the most important information that you need to know about Elemental. Back in the summer of 2022, Pixar announced for the first time that the studio had begun work on the film. Back then, the studio revealed that the new movie will hit the theaters on June 16, 2023, and only shared an early piece of concept art to give it a sense of the film's visual style. Judging by the picture, it first looked like the movie would look completely different from other Pixar movie animations, but after the first trailer was recently released, we can say that the animation won't be completely different. Right after these small details were uploaded online, people literally went crazy because the entire concept of the movie is pretty interesting. Also, one of the main questions from fans was, will Elemental be released in movie theaters or on Disney+? Unfortunately, right now, there's no confirmation yet as to whether Elemental will release in theaters or on Disney+, but we can try and think about it together. Taking into consideration that many Pixar movies are moving to Disney+, like Soul, Turning Red, and Luca, there's a big chance that Elemental will be added to this list. Plus, there's almost no COVID-19 restrictions now, and Lightyear was shown in theaters, which makes us think that Elemental will follow suit. But the thing is that Lightyear didn't earn an impressive box office, which may see Pixar return exclusively to streaming releases. Anyways, we'll let you know all the information as soon as we get something. If you haven't heard anything about this movie yet, it's a story of four elements: fire, water, land, and air, and they are portrayed as alive creatures that are residences in a fictional city that is called Element City. The log line for the new Pixar movie reads, "In a city where fire, water, land, and air residents live together, a fiery young woman and a go-with-the-flow guy will discover something elemental, how much they have in common." So it takes place in a city filled with beings tied to the various elements, and as you may guess, all of them are completely different, and it would be safe to say that they are even opposite. The main characters of the film, Ember, a tough, quick-witted, and fiery young woman, and Wade, a fun, sappy, and go-with-the-flow guy, and these two different characters end up being friends. Even though water and fire seem impossible to interact with each other without causing trouble, the two discover something incredible. They have a lot in common. The two characters' friendship challenge their beliefs about the world they live in. The movie synopsis reads, "But it looks like they're going to be much more than just a friendship, and the two may even fall in love. At least this is what it looks like, judging by the poster." See, now you definitely understand why so many people can't wait to see the movies. It definitely has a very deep meaning. Interestingly, the concept of the movie didn't come up out of nowhere, and in one of the interviews, Peter, who led the production of the upcoming movie, revealed that the idea of the film came up to him during his childhood when he just moved from Korea to New York. "My parents immigrated from Korea in the early 1970s and built a bustling grocery store in the Bronx," he said. "We were among many families who ventured to a new land with hopes and dreams, all of us mixing into one big salad bowl of cultures, languages, and the beautiful little neighborhoods. That's what led me to Elemental. Our story is based on the classic elements: fire, water, land, and air. Some elements mix with each other and some don't. What if these elements were alive?" That's such an interesting question, and if you have any ideas, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below. So now, let's talk about the trailer that was recently released. We hope you have already watched the first Elemental trailer. If not, no worries. We're gonna break it all down and the most important details. The trailer starts with Ember, a fire woman who is wearing a long hoodie as she boards a train headed toward Element City herself. There, we see so many different creatures, from the guys who are all made of land and covered with some grass to creatures that look like gas clots. Ember keeps on walking, and when she does it, Pixar shows us how everyone is different from one another and how the elements intercut with each other. One watery guy sneezed, and the drops that came out of his nose helped the grass grow in the head of another character. We can definitely say that Pixar keeps on being creative, and the creatures that we saw in the trailer don't look anything like we've ever seen in movies so far. Also, have you ever wondered what exactly Ember listens to in her headphones? Any ideas? Alright, we'll reveal it to you. It's set to a British musician's 2019 hit Hell 'Em Back. Also, we don't know whether you noticed or not, but Ember is the only fire-based character visible in the teaser. We might assume that the fire-based elements don't live in Element City, but we'll figure it out a bit later. At least, we think so. The most interesting part of the trailer is in the very beginning when the train suddenly stops and Ember's headphones hit the ground. When Ember notices this, she follows them down and accidentally meets with the eyes of the water-based character Wade. He wanted to help Ember to pick up her headphones, but water drops in Ember's hands. As it usually happens, the trailer ends with the most interesting moment when Ember and Wade introduce themselves to each other. Ember even pulls back her hood to reveal a head of fiery hair. As you might already know, Pixar loves to tease, so there are only 2 actors revealed so far. Leah Lewis will play Ember, and Mamadou Athie will play Wade. As for the other cast members, Pixar hasn't revealed any information yet. It's expected to be revealed in the upcoming days. We'll update the information as soon as the makers give any updates regarding this. Also, many assume that the director of the movie may voice someone in the film as well. Back in 2015, he wrote and directed Pixar's 2015 release The Good Dinosaur, and he also lent his voice to several Pixar movies over the years. What was the most recent one? He voiced Socks, Buzz Lightyear's robot cat in this year's Lightyear. Peter has already had several interviews about Elemental, and the most recent one, he was asked how he thinks people will react to the movie that he's been working on, and he replied, "I am totally scared of how people will react to it. There have been a lot of artists working really hard to try to make something new in terms of non-kinetic models that are just constantly moving, particularly with the air, the water, and the fire characters." He then added that the team that worked on Elemental put so much love into the project. There's just been a lot of work and love put into the technical process. He then continued, "At the same time, we're hoping that the audiences don't see that, but that they see the same characters that they embody, and hopefully fall in love with that." Peter is not the only one who has already said at least something about the movie. The film producer, Denise, took to the stage to discuss the upcoming film and said, "It felt right to tell a story about everyone who's ever made a sacrifice or taken a risk and set in the big city, but with a twist." Are you waiting for the Elemental movie? Do you think it'll be as cool as it seems? We're dying to know your opinion. So share your thoughts with us in the comment section down below, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.